All right, positive energy all the time. You know how we do. Hope everybody's doing great. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Welcome to the channel. And you know how we do. Rep your city. Rep your city. And you know, I'm representing Chicago, Illinois. Shout out to everybody on Facebook, Kick, Twitch, YouTube, and my other Facebook account, both Facebook accounts. Good to see you all. We got San Jose in the building. We got Baltimore in the house. Baltimore in the house twice. That's what's up. We got Columbus in the building. We got Buffalo, New York in the building. Yeah. Come on in, rep your city. Give your city a big shout out. Indianapolis. Come on in, come on in. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. Here we go. I had to think about if I wanted to talk about this. We got Hartford, Connecticut. I really want to talk to Blacc Sam. Thanks a lot, Quaylen. I really want to talk to Blacc Sam, but I figured I would talk to the audience. We got the DMV in the building. And this is Pharaoh Said That. This is not the news. This is just Pharaoh Said That. The news, you'll always know it because it'll start with the news intro. So this is G Talk. And you can go to the playlist and see the different subject matters. If you want to catch up on my news, you go to my This the News playlist. Boom, you can see what's been going on. All right. Nah, you all good. Oh, so I don't do gossip. I wasn't going to talk about this, but it was bothering me. I wanted to contact Blacc Sam. I started to call. We got Houston in the building. I started to call some of my connects and talk to them, but I just had to think about if I wanted to do that. I decided I would just put it on the internet, and maybe he'll see it on the internet, and I could be helping other people at the same time. Now, before I get started, I always like to be respectful. I want to have a moment of silence for Nip. So let's just take 1 minute of silence for Nipsey Hussle. Okay, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. Every time something comes up on Nipsey Hussle, I start reminiscing being in Chicago and with my queen and the children, and he comes on TV and we say, "Oh man, he likes Snoop Dogg." You know, and it's like he likes Snoop Dogg. He's just like Snoop. That's how the first time we seen Nipsey Hussle, we said he was baby Snoop Dogg. We like, I love this Snoop Dogg the second. This is Snoop. And I was like, man, Snoop need to get with dude. Snoop need to get with dude. They need to drop a whole album. I was like, they need to drop a whole album right now. I knew he was talented right off the top. I said, hey, Snoop need to grab him and he need to drop a whole album with dude right now. I was right. Snoop dropped the ball on that. And Death Row, they should have paid him a bag, boy. They should have paid him a bag. But Nip worked his way through, got into crypto, got into some heavy knowledge, was dropping knowledge and was on his way. Super genius. Dropped the album that he charged $100 an album. That was genius. Yeah, he dropped the album. He charged $100 a copy. That was so smart. No telling how many he sold because that was smart because that's like a status symbol. If you buy the album, you ball it. So all of the ballers, I'm sure they bought it. You know what I'm saying? He was a genius, man. But he let me down because he went and hung out in the hood. And I was on the internet heavy the day he was unalived, and I was just angry. I was more angry. I was more angry at Nip than I was the shooter. I just kept saying, what the heck is you doing in the hood? Why are you in the hood? Why was Nipsey Hussle in the hood and available? If he comes to the hood, he should come like the president with his own secret service. He should be surrounded by security, taken into the marathon store, surrounded by security, there for a hot second, sign some autographs, security to the car, and you're gone. The only thing should be there was to remember you was there and get a frenzy like that. Like, oh, you got to catch him when he's here. Nip was here. That would have been just as powerful, really more powerful than just sitting there. It would have been more powerful that word got out he was there and he's gone. Just like the president. But he was sitting out on the car. He let dude come talk to him. They discussed some street things, different allegations and conversations. Everybody's got a different story. Yeah, Keith, stay out the way. And dude spins the block back. And you know the rest. So Blacc Sam gets the marathon clothing going. I'm a subscriber. I get all their emails about their new products. I'm going to buy something eventually for this spring for sure. And I see Blacc Sam doing the same thing. And I'm like, what's wrong with dude? So I see a video, two different videos. I see one video with Blacc Sam at the old marathon spot. I could tell because it's gated off and they was inside the gate with affiliates. I'm saying, what the heck is Sam doing? What is he doing? And I was already tripping because I'd seen him on an interview and he said he wished that Eric was out because he'd unalive him. And I'm like, bruh, what? You got clothing stores. You got burger spots. You got burger spots. You're trying to open up locations. You say, if he was out, you'd unalive him and throw your life away and you would just go to prison and you would be happy. And I guess he's trying to honor his brother, which is crazy because his brother would say, you're talking crazy. Ain't no way Nip would be like, boy, what? If he could come and speak to him, he like, I'm already gone. I'm already gone. What are you doing? So he says that. Then he goes, has a grand opening. Stevie Wonder shows up. Snoop shows up. A lot of people. There's a whole bunch of activity around the burger spot. Nobody's telling the truth on the whole situation. I don't do no snitching. I don't know nothing. I ain't seen nothing. So I'm not going to speak on what was really going on. Okay? But the word on the street, a little birdie told me, there was a lot going on. Now I'm trying to figure out how is he in these two hostile locations like that. The one with the old marathon, I don't know what he was doing over there. And they was talking about scrapping. Some brothers was talking about knuckling up. And I'm saying, why is he doing the same thing Nip did? Nip got unalived out there with businesses open. You out there with businesses closed after making what would be considered a statement that is a not a threat, but the wish of a threat. You wish you could do something. And these is all gang. This is gang. This is gang members you're talking about. So you're at the Marathon Burger. Nip was trying to bring the hood together, which was not smart. That's why he's not here. Listen, you cannot save the hood. When you get out the hood, stay out the hood. Stay out the hood. Look at Chicago. Imagine I got filthy rich. I said I want to bring the gangs together. Gangs have been warring since I was 4. I'm 68. And I believe nobody could bring them together in 64 years, but magically, voila, I'm going to turn a bunch of losers into some winners. I'm going back into the Lord have mercy. So I'm looking at him. I'm feeling the same way with Nip. I'm like, why was Nip in the parking lot sitting on a Rolls Royce or whatever? Right? Why? Why is you in the hood stunting in front of all these poor people and discussing hood politics when you're in a position to get out? And then there goes Sam. There goes Sam. Same thing, twice. The other marathon, the brother come, he grabbed the brother around the neck, walk across the street. You know, I'm watching everything. I just don't talk about it. I don't do gossip. But I can help somebody with this one. At the other one, remember the brother came, he walked across the street, they didn't want him there, told him, you got to leave. Because you've been associating with 100. Saying all kind of stuff about my brother. Well, same thing, he could have got popped right there. Same thing. I'm like, what the heck is Black Sam doing? What is he doing? If the brother came, even though he was disrespecting your brother and all that, and you're doing business with other people, you just ignore him. You don't make that situation privy to everybody there. You might want to have somebody go pull him to the side quietly, pat him down, make sure he ain't got no weapons, let him get his burger, let him say respect and Nip, whatever you want to say, and leave. And then when you go home at night, right? When you go home at night, you with your wife or your family, you say, man, can you believe he showed up? Man, I ain't even say nothing to him. I couldn't believe he showed up. He up there disrespecting my brother, but you doing business and you don't conduct that type of situation while you're doing business. No, it's not the Jesus. It's stupidity. It's stupidity. It's stupidity. Okay, so that's at the first time. Remember, he grabbed dude around the neck and took him outside, told him leave. Should have left dude alone. Let dude do what he do. Rah. And deal with your clientele, deal with your customers, deal with your restaurants. That's it. You open a restaurant, focus on the restaurant. Don't be going to the old marathon where your brother got unalive. Like, what are you doing? You're supposed to stay alive for your brother. You're supposed to stay out of beef for your brother. You're supposed to avoid problems for your brother. And you're supposed to do the things your brother did wrong, you're supposed to do them right, like get low. You're not supposed to go and do what your brother did to get unalived. Nipsey should have never been accessible, period, 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 period. If you're the king and you get hurt, the kingdom go down. So the king has to stay out the way. The king can help more people stand alive and stand out of the way than getting around the people getting hurt, and the kingdom don't have a king no more. He didn't learn nothing from his brother. I'm like, why is he outside? So he's at the burger spot. All of these gang members is in and out, all up and down the block. They have to tell him to leave the burger spot. They leave and they pop off. They saying it didn't happen at the burger spot. The burger spot is the nucleus of everything, man. These little young dudes, they gonna come because they know they ops gonna show up. Duh, they know. They know they ops gonna show up. Everybody gonna show up. This LA, this Long Beach is popping. Everybody gonna come. We gonna see some girls. They first there for the girls. I ain't gonna make the brothers look like the brothers is there for the girls, but because they're banging, they always ready for that too, because they know where there's girls, there's them, and there's the opposition gonna show up. It happens at all their parties, all their concerts, all their events. All the dudes get there for the girls, but the dudes don't like each other. Forget about the girls, and they get to squabbling. There's a problem. He goes in there. All of them come in. He see they a problem. He ends up behind a car, squat down. Why? I don't know. I don't know. All they should have did is have security make sure nothing happens outside to the guests coming, and nothing comes up in the restaurant. And whatever happens down there around the corner between them, that's on them. That's what you got the police for. And I'm like, what's wrong with this dude? Why is you making threats to a guy in prison? Why is you talking reckless? Why are you around the old marathon and they out there banging and arguing and you there? Somebody have to tell you to leave. You there, you that like when I seen him at the old marathon out there like that, I said Nip showed him what to do, but he couldn't be the brains of the operation. Nip had, you know what I'm saying? And Nip got caught up with being big Nip and trying to be an example for the community, and that was the wrong move. That the way you save the community is you disappear, and you have your workers and you have people with their antennas up looking for people that's going to really do well, and you have them brought to you and you bring them into the business. You pull them out the hood and then you meet with them. You don't meet with them in the hood. When you get some money or you get something, you got to dip off. You can't stay in the hood. That's a false teaching. I'm going to stay, I'm going to build a community. That's false, false, false. That does not exist in nature. If it doesn't exist in nature, it's false. Now, I know you say, Pharaoh, what you mean it don't exist in nature? Getting something and staying in the jungle does not exist. If you go right now and there's 4 dogs in a fence and you throw a piece of meat, whichever dog get that meat's going to run off from the rest of the dogs. Am I lying? Whichever dog get that meat going to dip off. Immediately, it's over with. Our friendship, am I lying? Whichever dog get that meat, gonna dip off. And if he can run far away from him and know how to get back, he'll do that. He not staying there eating that meat around now. He wasn't supposed to be speaking on no hood. He wasn't supposed to be speaking on that. He was not supposed to be outside where dude could walk up on him in the hood on a Bentley, a Rolls Royce, or whatever rich man car in the hood, in the starving hood. That wasn't supposed to happen. He's supposed to pull up. He's supposed to go inside the marathon, high security, sign autographs, take pictures, and leave. If he sees somebody he think he a snitch, you making too much money to talk to a lowlife. It was nothing gonna benefit you talking to Eric Holder. What that was gonna do. He there without security outside in the drive-by area, showing out. I'm Big Nip. Yeah, okay. Dude hated him so much that when he shot him, he came back, he shot him some more, he kicked him. I mean, the hate was more than what they telling you. I tell you that. Whatever they telling you, if you watch that, that ain't no. No, they never told the whole truth about that. They never told the real truth. Because Eric was extremely angry, not just a little bit. Because it's the hood. In the hood, if you put the word out in the hood that I'm a snitch, you trying to get me unalived. You say you wonder why he hated Nip? Why? That's a good question. When have you ever known somebody that hates you like that for nothing? I mean, according to everybody, the conversation was about Eric snitching. Uh, was that conversation floating around the area? You you figure it out. I mean, I believe I know why. I just don't want to get into it. But Eric just wasn't out there for nothing. There's a lot of people involved with that, and that was a serious situation. You could tell by the way he unalived him that it wasn't nothing petty. It was serious. It wasn't nothing petty. Like they try to make it out. Mm-mm. It's a whole bunch of stuff was going on. I just don't want to get into the gossip part. I want to get into the business part with Blacc Sam not getting out the way. I don't necessarily believe Big U sent them, but there's ways to send them without sending them. I don't want to speculate on that part, but there's ways with the gossip in the hood to get that man mad with the gossip in the hood. Now, Big U could have been the one that gave him the gossip in the hood. That's why you can't be in the hood. Because the hood politics, you making money, why would you go in the hood? For example, you see, I'm not saying what I know because I'm still dealing with hood politics. And that's my point. When you get out the hood, get out the hood. You ain't supposed to know nothing about Eric or none of that. Nip ain't supposed to know nothing about Eric. He ain't supposed to be talking to Eric or nothing. Eric should have never been able to even walk up on Nipsey Hussle. You married to a movie star. You making big money. Why is you talking to a hood dude at all? How could he just walk up on you? And here go Blacc Sam doing the same thing. Everybody, he all up at the whole marathon around all these dudes. Who was these dudes, bro? You're probably a millionaire. With the burger stand and the clothing, you got to be hundreds of thousands there. And you over in a gated up place with how you outside everywhere? How are you hiding behind cars? How are you at the whole marathon? You don't see Cowboy outside. He didn't, okay. I ain't gonna say too much on that part. I wish I could say everything, but there's hood politics. I wish I could just really just tell it all, but I can't. I can't tell everything, but I dropped a little bit. Where is Cowboy? He out the way, ain't he? Why? Why he ran in the mountains in the middle of Wyoming? I'm just saying. He up on a mountain somewhere camping. I'm just saying. So I don't understand what Black Sam is doing. He ain't learned nothing from his brother. The lesson from Nip is get out the way. When you start getting success, get out the way. So now you got Snoop Dogg there. You got Stevie Wonder. If you look at Stevie Wonder, you're going to see this white dude. Top-notch security. Go back. Go look at Stevie Wonder in there and look at that white dude. He's the only white dude anywhere, and look how he's looking. He on S. That's security. That's security. And I bet you, okay, and that's not a good look because you got Snoop there, you got Stevie Wonder, and you got shooting all up and down the block. Now, Black Sammy tried to come back in and say, we cooking burgers. We don't got nothing to do with that. But unfortunately, somebody took a picture of you hiding behind the car doing the, so you can't say it didn't happen at the restaurant when you behind the car outside. All of that spilt over from out the restaurant. Everybody know that. Everybody know that spilt over from out the restaurant. When they put dude and them out the restaurant, they went outside and got busy. Okay? Yeah. And now Stevie said, whew, I don't know if I'm going to nothing else like that no more. If you were Stevie and you got home and you heard about all that shooting, what would you say? I shouldn't have went there. I ain't going to no more stuff like that. Yeah, he shoot. You know what I'm saying? Too much hood affiliation, too much hood stuff. Not enough business. If you're a businessman and they get in there and you got to put them out, you call the police at the same time. Police, hurry up and get over so-and-so immediately. By the time they walked out of there, they should have heard a police alarm. Then nothing would have happened. By the time they was doing all that rah-rah in the restaurant, by the time they walked out, they should have heard police sirens. They didn't have to know you called them. Because it's obvious it's up. They're not playing when they run into each other. Allegedly, people came there on that. When these young boys, when they got ops, it's not make-believe ops. There's already bodies behind these ops nowadays. It's not like for play. It's a lot different. It's very serious. So he haven't learned nothing. He haven't learned nothing. Black Sam got to get little. Yes, it's good he show up and show his face for advertising to get people to come And once he get on the internet and show that he there and people start coming, he need to be gone. He cannot stay there the entire time. And if he do, his security got to be super. He got to spend a lot for security. You losing money like that. All them gangbangers came all up in the restaurant, start arguing right in the restaurant. It's all on film. They was arguing. They was ready to pop off right in there. They will pop off right there in the restaurant. For one, they don't have no home training. For two, they be having all kind of substance abuse. For three, they ain't got nothing going on, so they want to ruin what you got. They'll ruin your restaurant. Way in the back of their mind. You say they do it for purpose up here, Pharaoh? No. They're not purposely thinking, ruining it. But it's back here. So they on autopilot hate. They're not hating. They're haters. And haters are on autopilot. They're not thinking about hating. They just hate. They're not even aware that they finna hate. That's a hater. It's on autopilot back there. They do it every time we have an event. They come. They come every time. And anything they're ready to pop up and start acting crazy. In the back of their mind, they want to ruin the event. They don't even know it. They'd be in prison 20 years before they realize, man, I went there before they realized that was their whole intention for coming. They don't even know. They're on autopilot. Like a grizzly bear is a grizzly bear. He don't have to practice it. These is haters. These are negative individuals. They don't have to practice. That's what they are. Disruptors. They don't like nothing nice. They don't even respect each other. They talk to each other crazy. They don't respect their mama. They don't respect their sister. They don't respect their mate. They have no respect. None. Zero. None. No respect. They come in, they get locked up, they go to the jails, they have to send them to the no respect section. The jails be having different places they lock people up. And them real wild, crazy ones, they always be in a certain unit. They don't be with everybody else. Everybody don't want to be bothered with them. Because they like to kick it off. And if the OGs and the real criminals, you put them over there and they know he coming to kick it off, they're going to hurt him. You ain't going to get to kick off nothing. They're going to hurt you in the dough. So they can't put them over there. They won't last 2 seconds. Because they like to escalate. And the real ones, they're not waiting on no escalating. They on your bumper as soon as you get in there. They already know you coming on that. They already know. They already know you on that rah-rah siskumba. So I just wanted to talk about that because I'm like, Blacc Sam gonna have to change, man. I don't know why he would get on a show and say he would unalive a Crip because there's still Crips that ride with Broke. I'm telling you. It's dudes he locked up with still ride with Eric. I'm telling you right now. It's people would want to hurt Blacc Sam over that. I don't know what he thinking. Is he thinking he the only one? He don't think that there's people on the other side There's people that say the hell with his brother. He don't know that. He think everybody like Nip. No. When Eric went to jail, he met people say, man, that's what he get, man. That you did right. I'm telling you, man, y'all don't know how sick it really is. It's people say, I would have did him like that too, man. Well, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Here go Black Sam getting himself all up in that. He should have. Whack 100 spoke on it. He was right. Whack was right. He shouldn't have said that. What did you say that for? Bro, just be a good guy and stay in the good guy. It's like Black Sam trying to be a gangster or something. You're not that. Yeah, the hate is real because when they uneducated like that, they on a different time. Did who like that? Nip like that? No, it wasn't for nothing. He didn't do him like that for nothing. He didn't do that for nothing. That's a fact. Anybody be outside and tell you, the way he shot Nip, yeah, that wasn't for nothing. That was personal. That wasn't, you know what I'm saying? That was not for nothing. That was serious. Obviously, Nip was still trying to politic in the hood. Why is you in the hood, bro? Why is you parked outside a marathon in your car, sitting on the hood of your car in the hood? Make that make some sense. If y'all was married to, man, let me tell you something. Them boys from Africa, you know what I'm saying? They had to be tough because they get picked on. They from East Africa. They ain't built like that. They trying to be something they ain't. They not that. They not that. They from Africa. It's the thing when you're a little boy and you fit in. You fit in with the Black American little boys. And you become one of us. But when you go home, your mom and daddy ain't my mom and daddy. So due to them going home, they mom and daddy been to penitentiary. They mom and daddy Foundation Black America. They mom and daddy been gangbangers. Your mom and daddy from West East Africa. I know. But he wasn't what he rapping about, or he wouldn't have been sitting on no car in the hood. Ain't no way. The image that he portrayed, he wouldn't have been in the hood. Both is, I thought so. Somebody look it up. Where Nipsey Hussle's parents from? Because I thought they was both from Africa. Somebody look it up. Because they look like Eritreans or Ethiopians or what they look like. I think they're from Eritrea. Half FBA. His dad is, his mom's from Cali. Right, so half. His dad is, his mom from Cali. Right. That's the wrong half then. His daddy would have had, for to be in the streets like that, his daddy would have had to be a foundation of Black America. Because his mama, she don't run nothing. The man dominates. So he ain't going to get where he going to get a foundational Black American dominant upbringing with his daddy from Africa. Boys, we get everything from our daddy. We don't get nothing from mama. We get everything from daddy. His daddy ain't that. No, boys don't get nothing from mama. That's why when it's a single mama, the boys is lost. Boys don't get nothing from mama. Right, so he's African. The mom raised the kids the most, but the mom don't influence no boys. My mama raised me and my sister the most. My mama cooked. My mama made the food. My mama got my clothes out. My mama then we get on work. But my daddy is the influence. My mama ain't no influence. Because as a boy, as a man, a young man, you watching your daddy, how your daddy dealing with your mama. That's what you learn. You learning the vibe when daddy get home. You looking at daddy is the boss. Mama not the boss. Daddy protected mama. Daddy is the protection. Mama's up under daddy. So as a young boy, you're looking at the king. You're not looking at the queen. He was around, but he ain't from there. Nip was outside learning about a Black man in America from other young Black men. He didn't have no Black man to teach him about. He didn't have no foundation in Black daddy. He had a foundation of Black mama. She can't teach him how to be no man in this environment. His daddy can't teach him. His daddy ain't from here. He had to learn on his own. Boy, I'm telling you, if he had a Black dad, a foundational Black American daddy, ain't no way he would have been in no Bentley or no Rolls Royce sitting in no parking lot in the hood. I'm telling you, I bet you that. I bet you one of us would have raised him. I bet he would have been sitting his ass out there. With his daddy from Africa, seeing with the dudes, they don't know nothing about them dudes. But he come around me, I'm like, when they go, come here. Why you around Larry? Man, Larry ain't about nothing. Kick Larry to the curb. His daddy wouldn't know if Larry was about nothing. His daddy wouldn't know one of his friends from the other. All they know is they're Black Americans. He's just Black American friends. To the daddy, they just look like Black American friends. But to a foundational Black American daddy, I know which ones to tell my son, don't mess with dude. He don't know to tell him who to hang out with and who not. You think if he had a Black American daddy, he would have been around Big U? So if I was his daddy and he came around me and he was like, he doing business with this dude, Big U, and I would have met Big U, Big U would have left. That would have been the end of that. I would have only told Big U one time. Stay away from my son before I turn you into an N. Before I turn you upside down. I would have told him, stay away from my son. There was nobody to defend them. If he would have had a daddy, Big U would have had to sit down. I'm just telling you. As a seasoned Crip, let me see, 85, 95, 2005, 2015. I wouldn't say he was a seasoned Crip because he started rapping too early. I wouldn't say he was seasoned. You're not going to be seasoned until you're 28. By then, he wasn't really, he was 1 foot in the street, 1 foot in the studio. Yeah, I seen Black Sam say all that, but you could tell him too. You could tell his daddy not no Black American. He out there doing. He got put on at 16. If you get put on at 16 and you're a rapper, all right, let me put it to you like this, G. Ross. 2 rappers. They both 16. This one started rapping at 19 or 20. How old was Nip when he started rapping? Somebody let me know when he started rapping. How old was Nip? Because right there, he got put on at 16. I lived in O Block, and them kids is BD, period. Ain't no put on. You know what I'm saying? They BD from kindergarten, first grade. They daddy BD. By the time they get 16, they seasoned. I'm asking what age he started rapping. He got put on at 16, started rapping at 13. So if you're 16, I'm gonna give you some knowledge. Watch this. If you're 16, you start rapping at 16. He not rapping, you rapping. You in the studio, you making records, you doing this, you in the street. He in the street, in the street, in the street, in the street. You in the street, you in the studio, you making a record, you listen to the record. He in the street, he in the street, he in the street, he in the street. They the same? No. And I'm in the music business, and once I get rappers, and they rap with me, they might still be Black Stones. They might still be Vice Lords, but they not outside as much as the ones that ain't got nothing going for them. And the ones that ain't got nothing for them is different than the ones that got something going for them. They ain't the same people. That's the point I'm trying to make. Once Nip have something going for him, he not outside. Not like that. That's a fact. So when he get around him, he not Eric. Eric don't have nothing going on. He would have never did to Eric what Eric did to him. Pop him all them times and kick him. They wasn't the same. So when you season some meat, you soak it. Now, if you got this meat and you soak it and you season it, and you got this meat, you put in the season to take it out, and put in the season to take it out, put in the season to take it out. Which one is seasoned the most? So I'm not saying he wasn't no Crip. I'm just saying he wasn't outside. He had a music career. He was rapping professionally for years. He just didn't make it. When we first seen Nip, he was young as hell. All that time he been a rapper. He ain't really been no official hardcore Crip. He been a rapping Crip, but he wasn't really no Crip. The one that's fully in the streets ain't rapping at all and then been in jail how many times while you in the studio? The studio keep him out of jail, keep him out of prison, and all that. Keep him, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying he ain't no gangster. I got respect for Nip. But he wasn't really no street dude like that. I hear Black Sam talking, but Black Sam looked like a nerd, always looked like a nerd when he was a gangster, when he turned to a gangster. He still ain't no gangster. I ain't trying to disrespect Black Sam a gangster to y'all. He's a dude to me. He cosplaying. He ain't never really been no Crip. He ain't never really been like that. And he mad over his brother, but he not that. Not to me. I mean, I don't get that from Black Sam. Black Sam is a businessman. That's where he needs to stay. Ain't nothing wrong being a businessman. You ain't got to be no gangster. Now, me when I was outside, I was a gangster when I had to be. That wouldn't have went like that with Eric. That's all I can say. It wouldn't have went. It wouldn't have went with me like it went with Nip. Not at no 30-something years old. Now he might have been able to catch me slipping. You know what I'm saying? In certain circumstances, because I got stabbed before. We get stabbed, we get shot. But not by the time we got Rolls Royces and shit. You take any gangster, get to the point where he getting a big bag, he dangerous. There ain't no gangster get to that level and got the money and all that jewelry on. Yeah, they with it. Now, if you got all that stuff on and you know what I'm saying, and anybody can just walk up on you, you ain't got no security to defend yourself. Come on, man. You even talking to dude. Ain't no walk off and you coming back. See what I'm saying? That man left and came back. That whole team was asleep. Cowboy ain't that. He inside eating. Inside eating. It was like a gangster facade, but when everything hit the fan, where was all the gangsterism? Not a shot fired back or nothing. It's like sometimes you could begin to believe you something, but a lot of times the streets, you start thinking the streets love you or somebody. He lined himself up out there, sitting out there on that car, going around a bunch of pit bulls with stakes around his neck. That's what he did. He put a bunch of stakes around his neck, and he went around 100 pit bulls. You down there with all that jewelry and them fancy cars down there. I lived in LA. I know where it was at. Y'all think he was in the place you supposed to be there with that? Cowboy broke. He wasn't supposed to be around Cowboy. He wasn't supposed to be around dude. I'm just telling you. When we getting that kind of money, we ain't pulling up on nobody else but people that got that kind of money. We ain't pulling up. We pulling up with Willie D playing. I ain't with being broke. That's what we are. Man, I'm not in that parking lot. I'm not in that parking lot. Nobody I know that be hustling and get money would be parked there, sitting on their car. Nobody. And South Central, and you just in one gang, you ain't the other gang? Come on, man. The Bloods could have did him dirty. He didn't have enough. Did he have enough security if the Bloods would have rolled up in there? No. Bloods could have came there and did anything to Cuz. Man, I wouldn't have never been sitting out there like that, especially like if I'm a vice lord, and I know it's a whole bunch of GDs in the city. Come on, bro. And I'm a famous vice lord, and everybody know I'm a vice lord, and I'm just outside like that, and it's a whole bunch of GDs in this city. Come on, man. You a Crip, and you just outside like that in a city full of Pyrus and Bloods? Cowboy was in there eating his lunch, he said. Cowboy was in there eating his lunch. And Nip was outside on a fancy car, just in the parking lot. That's what I'm trying to teach him. I'm trying to teach him. Look, he tried too hard to keep it real and be hood. And all while time people wearing the same colors as him, plotted on him, unfortunately. He failed to realize the streets don't love you back. I'm trying to tell him, Van. That's what I'm trying to tell him. That's what I'm trying to tell him. You go to the county jail, you go to the prison, and your own guys take you out. The other guys will take you out. The other gang, that is 3 different gangs. That gang will get you, that gang will get you, and your gang will get you. And the more you try to keep it hood, the worse it is. You know what I'm saying? And then you got smoke. You didn't have smoke with Big U. And you able to be seen. You got why you ain't home with your wife, bro? What is you doing? I don't understand why he was parked there. I don't even know what he was doing there. Nothing. The man that shot him, girlfriend went and asked him for an autograph. Bro, that's what you want to do, be in the hood, signing autographs in the hood like that. You ain't got no real S on you. That dude could just walk up on you. It's supposed to be somebody there. Hey, what you want? Man, I want to holler at Pharaoh. Pharaoh, you know him? No, I don't feel like talking to him right now. If I want to talk to him, pat him down. I'll holler at him. He gonna pat you down though. And then when you come holler at me, he gonna be standing right here in case you try to sucker punch me or whatever. People will break your nose out here. What you want? But I definitely would have been on no nip. Man, I heard you was tore up and washed up out here. Why is you talking to him? You know what I'm saying? Bro, you let somebody get up on you to tell them you are they a scumbag? I'm just saying. Now, let me tell you. If you beefing with somebody, don't expect them to love you. Big U don't love him. They enemies. Oh, let's take a break. I mean, sometimes, you don't need to be seen, especially if you're in a war, you've been into it with Big U or whatever. Sometimes you got to be ghost. And we learned that the hard way. I learned it the hard way. But I got the knife wounds to prove it. You understand? Because I should have been ghost. any slip in judgment and you out of here. Good to see you, April. You know what I'm saying? That's how I got poked up. You don't be thinking like you don't be thinking like that. And so when you say season, show me your battle scars. Because if you ain't really got no battle scars, your ass ain't seasoned. Unfortunately, he didn't get no battle scars. His battle scars took his life. He would have been seasoned. If he would have lived through that, he would have been seasoned. He ain't never been to prison and other things. So he wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? He was a positive brother, though. He was a positive brother, and he was thinking just positive, you know? He wasn't really thinking negative, but then because he was a Crip, he was still in the negative world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he says he regretted talking crazy. That's what I'm saying. Black Sam making a lot of mistakes. Why would you say that? It's people that get at him for that. Like Wack was right. I watched Wack spoke on that. Black Sam should have never said that. He should shut up, bro. He not that. He not the streets. Why would you say that? He think everybody is Eric's enemy. That's not true. It's people that ride for Eric right now. Everybody don't love Nip like that. It's the hood. He ain't with bro. He just talking. He ain't with no smoke. He not nothing. He shouldn't have said nothing. He not built like that. Listen. Okay, let's flip it on the business side. Right? Don't nobody care you from the 60s or where you from, don't mean nothing. That just mean your mama got pregnant there. That don't mean you like that. I can take you to some bad areas in Chicago. Everybody in that area is not like that. So they can't say, man, I'm born on Stony Island. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. If Sam was a G, he never would have said what he said on no camera nowhere. He wouldn't have said that. He not that. He's a nerd. He's an East African nerd, okay? He's East African. He's an East African nerd. His daddy African. Him and Nipsey was always uncomfortable, but adapted. And Nip adapted the most, but they was always uncomfortable. You think your daddy African and you in the hood, you comfortable? When my daddy is a Black American, my daddy been in the penitentiary, my daddy a Crip, your daddy a East African. He heard over the situation. Hey man, he need to deal with the situation him now. He is representing now. That's why I made this. He need to focus because he could have got shot the other day. A lot of people understand that. He was in the middle of a shootout, hiding behind a car. Because he's not that. He's not a gangster. He's an East African. He's not no foundational Black American. His mama is. He a little bit. Okay, let me ask you something. I'm in my restaurant. Some gangbangers come in there. They get to beefing. We tell them to get out. Would I go outside behind them? I'm just asking you. I'm just asking you. I got some gang members in here. They finna go out at each other. We get them out the restaurant. With a gangster go outside. A gangster will get their thing, put it in their waist, tell security, go stand up by the door, make sure they don't come back this way. Because we got people in here. He go outside. You know what I'm saying? Squat down behind the car like he in Somalia. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? They not like us. Come on, man. Dude, you not that. Like, who does that? Come on, bro. Just stop. That's why I'm pissed at him. Like, say I need to just stop and deal with business, man. Stop. Stop with the Nipsey revenge. Let all that go, man, and just run the businesses on behalf of Nip. This is what Nip would tell him right now. This is what made me go live, because I was just sitting up thinking, and I was thinking, and I'm kind of talking to Nipsey to myself. I said, I want to call him. I said, I tell you what, Nip, I'm going to go in there and dish your brother and tell your brother to save him. Nah, man, listen. Okay, you're a rolling 60. That means you're an op to the 60s enemies. Like, what? But you trying to open a restaurant. So leave that alone. It didn't help. It didn't help Nip. That's what I'm saying. Black Sam ain't learned nothing from Nip. Once Nip was gone, Black Sam should have dropped his flag and all that. I'm not doing none of that. I'm going to get these businesses and honor my brother. We're going to build up stuff in the community, and I ain't on none of that. I ain't on nothing with Big U or nobody. I'm out of all of that. That's what he should have said. He should have cleared himself for his brother. He should have cleared his. He should have cleared himself. My brother gone, and all of that left where my brother left. I'm burying all that with Nip. That's what he should be doing. If he honor his brother, that's why I got honor. If Black Sam honor his brother, he will take care of business and leave our streets and all that alone. This is what Nip would tell him right now. Bro, let that go. You see it, you see what it did to me? That's what Nip would tell him. Let that go and run the businesses. Run the businesses, bro. Run the businesses. He all outside the other marathon in the gate with them on a squabble. Talking about let's squabble. He talking about let's squabble. I'm like, bruh, let's squabble. And you got the opportunity to be a multi-billionaire. You don't see 50 Cent talk about let's squabble. Nas, let's squabble. No. Jay-Z, let's squabble. No. Nobody getting money talking about let's squabble. What? Bro, you going backwards. You want to be hood where everybody pass away. No, he going to get hurt. He going to get hurt. If he keep going out there playing gangbanger, when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And he want to attach himself to the streets. That's why he was attached to the streets behind that car while all them gunshots was going on. Let him keep on. He gonna ruin his business because every time he attaches himself to the streets gonna come to his restaurant and they're gonna shoot it up, they're gonna rob it, they're gonna tear it up. He needs to attach himself to civilians, people that want to buy burgers and buy food. That's what he needs to attach himself. He's still trying to be this gangster that he never was. Dude is a nerd. He don't got none of the swag Nip had. Nip was kind of a player. Blacc Sam is a nerd. He should just be a nerd and run the businesses. And he looking like Nip was the mastermind because he looking slow. To me. Let me tell you something. You see all them gangbangers ran up in there to the burger spot? Don't you know his conversation about Eric encouraged them to come? I wish he was here. I'll take care of it. So what crowd he attracted to his burger stand when he talking gangster like that? Who he appealing to? Church people? No. Religious people? No. Business people? No. So when he talking about taking the law into his own hand over his brother that got unalived on some street gang stuff, who he attracting to his businesses? Let's talk business. Who is he attracting to his businesses? He's attracting them. He got them watching him, and they gonna come. Who on the internet, what decent person on the internet want to watch Blacc Sam talk about unaliving somebody for his brother? Ain't no decent people want to watch that. Guess who gonna click on that? Gangbangers, troublemakers. That's who's watching. And that's who's gonna come to his restaurant. He attracted all bad energy. He's supposed to be on there talking about business, black people building business. Them dummies ain't coming to that. That's too intelligent. Man, I ain't going down there. He talking. Man, I ain't going out that damn restaurant. He don't be talking about nothing but being smart and making somebody something. I ain't going down there. I want to go somewhere where they teach you not to make nothing out yourself. I'm on dummy. I don't want to be nothing. He keep talking about being something. You know, so the gangs, hey, G-Rock. Hey, G-Rock, I ain't trying to diss the gangs, but I know them. If he on there talk about, man, if he was out, I'd do him. They like, man, we got to go down there and get something to eat. But if he was on there talk about, we need to be intelligent and we need to buy stocks and bonds and build in the community and we need more doctors and lawyers. Man, I ain't going down there, man, that old hook-ass restaurant, man. Talking all that old man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going down there. I don't want no smart burger. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. He need to be doing some business. He trying to be an East African gangster. He don't even look the part. Like, bro, give it up. You're not that. I'm Blacc Sam. I can't, bro, if you don't sit down somewhere, bro, go sit down somewhere and run the business. Run the business. He let me down. Run the business. Run the business. Get the clothing stores going. Stuff like that. Well, if he was trying to get Nip out the game, why he talking about unaliving somebody? It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. He not making no sense. That man is gonna end up just like his brother if he don't turn it around. When I seen him out there in that fenced off area that's closed in the ghetto at the old marathon closing where Nip got on the line, and I seen them in there and they was in there arguing and talking about squabbling and all that, and he was in the middle of it. I shook my head. Back to back. From being in there, they talk about squabbling, to the restaurant where you got Stevie Wonder, Snoop, all these famous people. Same thing. You end up out there behind the car. No, he ain't like that. Who gonna honor him as a gang member? You got some big old Poindexter glasses. I'm a gang member. You keep bro, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You got some big old bifocals on, looking like Poindexter. Talk about keep playing, Pharaoh. It's gonna be up. It's gonna be up. It's gonna be up. Just keep on. Just keep on. I wish you wasn't in jail. I told you that, Pharaoh. I wish you wasn't in jail. Yeah, I wish you wasn't in jail. Because if you wasn't in jail, you'll see. You'll see. You know what I'm saying? Shut up, punk. You know what I'm saying? Boy, shut your ass up. He ain't losing nothing. He hustling. I like Sammy hustling. He just keep getting distracted. He just keep getting distracted. He don't know. It's only one way to help Nip blow up with the businesses. Blow up so the children can get in there. Get out the streets. Separate from any of that. Avoid confrontation. That's how he helped Nip. If he really loved his brother, get out of that, man. Talk about you wanted him to turn it around, but you all in it. You talking about let's squabble. Just all over the place. I wish he was out, because I'll get rid of him. Well, is you a businessman or what? You know how bad that is for business? Did you just say that and you're opening restaurants? Did you just say, you see what I'm saying? I'm telling you, Van Track, he blowing the business part of it. He blowing the business part, and ain't nobody never gonna be scared of you. You always gonna be Nip's brother, and everybody expecting you to run the business in his honor. That's how everybody look at Black Sound. Run the businesses in your brother's honor. Your brother was real smart. Nip was real smart, and had a bunch of ideas. Had a bunch of ideas. And he ain't got no focus. Black Sound got to focus, man. Business, do the business and get your security up. The elements giving him warnings when he was down behind that car. He need to think about that moment, because it could have been over. Where all them elements came up in that restaurant. They came up in his food place. And he attracting that. He's attracting that element into his food place. He shouldn't talk no gangster. He should talk the opposite. Every time we see him, he should be talking about businesses, young people getting in schools, sending money to help brothers get jobs when they get out of prison, stuff like that, prison reform, right? Skills, teaching people skills. I let everything go. I'm not harboring none of that with Big U and nobody. I'm letting all that go. I'm turning it around for my brother. My brother lost his life over there. I don't want to be over in that world no more. That's what he should be saying. And your brother lost his life over there in that world, being a gangster when he didn't have to be. Y'all know it. I'm the only one got the balls to say it. Nip was out there trying to be a gangster, trying to sit on that fancy car in the hood, trying to show everybody I ain't scared. I'll bring a Rolls Royce and all my I'll come sit right down here and bet not nobody ain't nobody gonna do nothing. And the only people that didn't do nothing was his people. Because that man did it by himself and off them out there and took his time doing it. And nobody did nothing. Didn't do nothing. All them wolf tickets, all that fake gangster posture. And what happened? No security, no backup, nobody. Think he had the other dude got shot too though. But shoot, how he get shot? He was supposed to have been holding. He won't let it go, but he not helping his brothers by not letting it go. He not helping. He gotta let it go. He gotta focus on the business. It's ruining. Look, man, you had Stevie Wonder and Snoop and the place got shot, especially Stevie Wonder. That's bad press. Now they trying to say the place didn't get shot up because they know it's bad press. But the place got shot up because the people that started shooting was in the restaurant. Y'all put them out. And they went outside and started shooting. Because that's what you're attracting. Look at the other restaurant. The brother that was on the phone show talking to Whack, disrespecting them. He come to the other restaurant. Fat Sam grab him around the neck, Black Sam grab him around the neck, walk him across the street with a crowd, tell him, you can't come in here, make a spectacle out of his own restaurant. Exactly. With a whole mob behind you to tell dude he can't come there because he said something about your brother you didn't like. He'd be around Whack and Whack said something about your brother that you didn't like when Big U's son Ben said that. So what? You gonna punish them? You know where that came from. See what I'm saying? If I know where it came from, you know that ain't come from Whack. That ain't come from the dude you walk out. You know who told all that. So what you mad at them for? You know the hood know. I'm way in Chicago and I know. The hood know. That ain't even nothing to worry about. The hood ain't gonna hold that against your brother when he was young like that and all that. Yes, you can lose Sam. If Sam don't stop trying to be a fake gangster and go open that business and step his security up, if your brother got unalive because security is weak, why your security still so damn weak? Still ain't got no good security. Was he secure when he walked that brother out the other restaurant across the street, told him he get caught? No, he was there with some like gang type dudes, but that ain't no real security. Where was did he have security when he was squatted down behind that car? No, he's still out there sloppy. Your brother got unalive for being sloppy, and now you sloppy. There's no way he's supposed to walk out of there without security. There should have been security with Black Sam when he walked out of there. Make it make some sense. No security, just him by himself, squat down behind the car, looking like a goofy. TMZ grab it. Got it. Post it. Look. Still don't got no security. All these years. Your brother ain't no security worth nothing, and you ain't got none either. And then you threatening a gang member that's in prison with other gang members that might like him. Okay? You'll be surprised how many people might ride with a dude up in there in that prison. You'd be surprised. That's what Wack was trying to tell him, bro. You'd be surprised who riding with Eric Holder. He's still affiliated. He's still affiliated. And everybody in there that ride with Big U's team is riding with Eric. I don't know why people think Eric is in some trouble. Like all the Crips like Nip. All the Crips don't like Nip. Like that. They don't care nothing about you if they didn't eat with you. If they didn't eat with you, they like the hell with you. He go making threats instead of just run the businesses, bro. Run the businesses. Run the businesses. I hope Black Sam watch this, bro. Run the businesses. Period. And step your security up. He didn't learn nothing from Nip. Nothing. Nip did not have proper security and was outside sloppy. Knowing he had a major enemy that have people that's associated. So that means equals major enemies. If your enemy got a lot of people, you have enemies. If you and Big U was beefing, why is you sitting in a parking lot? That's not little U, that's Big U. His reputation precedes him. And now here go the little brother. Here go the brother doing the same thing. I think he might be the older brother. Doing the same thing. I said, bro, what is you doing? I was just shaking my head, bro. What? What you mean in one set, man? That don't go like that. That don't go like that. No, Nip had a team, but yeah, he had a whole gang, but it don't go like that. That don't go like that. In the gang, that don't mean you like everybody in the gang like that. It's a lot of assholes in the gang, bro. And Big U is a low light. So how you gonna get along with Big U? It ain't Nip's fault. Big U was the big homie. So if they didn't get along, that's because Big U wasn't nothing. You see what Big U at? Big U is a turd ball. Big U was nothing. Big U, other sons got on the line. Misled his whole family except the football player. Big U is trash. threw his life away. He ain't, see what I'm saying? He need to leave that stuff alone and concentrate on what he doing. That's what he need to do. He need to leave all that alone. Future interviews, he need to reverse everything he said. He need to come out and say, man, I thought about what I said with Eric, man, I ain't on none of that. I'm trying to build some businesses because when you say you trying to do it for Nip, that means you trying to do it for his children. Nip gone. Now, how you trying to do something for his children when you out here setting a bad example for his children? Nip was bigger than the program. Nip wasn't bigger than no damn program. That's why he's not here. He wasn't bigger than no program. And the only reason they like Nip because he's not here. Before Nip got on the line, they wasn't thinking, nobody thought a damn, nobody gave a damn about Nip until they took his life. I'm the only one gonna tell the truth. All the Nipsey Hussle love is after they took his life. Before they took that man's life, he was a nobody. You didn't see Nip nothing. You didn't see nobody playing Nip's song, posting Nip pictures, mentioning Nip name until he got murdered. Then that's when everybody loved Nip. That was the phoniest thing ever. Because before he got unalive, Nip wasn't nobody. He wasn't nothing. Who? Nobody. Nip was a nobody. He got big when he got murdered. It was disgusting. He got murdered and everybody was like, Nipsey, 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 Nipsey. They was wearing Nipsey shirts. I said, look at this here. Look at this. No, I think if Tukey and Raymond would have lived, they would have got shot. That's what I think. They still would have lived. You know what you talk about? If Tukey and Raymond would have lived, they still would have lived. As a fact, they would have still not lived. They would have got popped or went to prison. That's a fact. Yeah, if they would have lived, they still wouldn't have lived. I'm just telling you. If they did live, they would have lived in the penitentiary for the rest of their life. Larry living, Larry Hoover living, and Jeff Ford living. They alive in the penitentiary. That's what my grandmother used to call it. In the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? No, they would have been out here. And all of them rumors would have came out and they would have been memes. Because somebody was sweet, I heard. Somebody was downtown with the trans unions. Can't say what? Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. All the gang members would be like, straight up, tell them Roski. All the gang members agree. That's a fact. Everything, all the gang members, they'd be like, all they'll say is, man, you telling them too much of the truth. They don't want to hear that, OG. That's what they would say. That's what they would say. Everybody know it's true. The only way you got a chance to live is you got to totally get out the gang. And then when you get out the gang, you ain't got no say so. Nah, I ain't talking about Nip. I'm talking about somebody else. I ain't talking about Nip. I'm talking about some OGs. Some OGs. I ain't talking about Nip. I'm talking about some OGs. AOG. AOG was exposed in Cali for being downtown, driving Trans Ams. But now, yeah, they would be dragging Nip now for certain situations. The internet is undefeated. Yeah, he would be taking yeah, Nip would be taking a couple strays right now. We let the man rest in peace. I just want to see Black Sam do some business and get out, stop talking about the streets. He can't be talking for his brother. He got to just go and do something for the family and just stick with that. And just, if he can't push the business, he should just be quiet, you know? Because if he keep talking, he going to damage all the business. He going to, you know, Black Sam is not saying the right thing. He's picking at wounds, picking scabs off the wounds. He shouldn't do that. They say let dead dogs lie. You know, he good in California. He just got to move on business. He good. He good. He just got to move according to business, run his businesses, have his security. He'll be fine. He was only in there because it's the grand opening. He's not gonna be in there, so he'll be fine. And all he got to do is just lay low, let things blow over a little bit, because none of this had nothing to do with him anyway. They wasn't trying to do nothing to him. But what I'm saying is that things he's talking about is attracting two different sides. That's what he did. He referred to Stevie Wonder as the N word. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? He need to just really focus on the business. Because when he started talking about he wishing somebody was not in jail because he'll unalive him, bro, you tell me you didn't get on the internet and say that. Like, bro, you said that on the internet. Just damaging his stock. You know what I'm saying? To me, Too depressing. Oh, he said, yeah, see. That's because he all over the place. He was trying to come back and flip the burgers and act like nothing happened in there to save face for the restaurant. But he didn't know they had pictures of him with the shooting squat down behind the car. He didn't know. The internet is undefeated. He tried to come back. Nothing happened. Nothing happened at the steak. You know, we in here flipping burgers. Nothing happened. Because it was on the internet that it was a shooting at the place. So he came out, nothing happened. Nothing happened trying to flip burgers. TMC said, yes, you did. You was just, yeah, you came back in after you was squatting down behind that car with the bullets flying. Man, the internet, man, the internet. If you foul on the internet, if you foul and you do something foul, you're on the internet, you need to admit you foul. You need to just be foul and you'll be fine. But if you get on the internet and you foul and you say, no, I'm not foul, and they show you foul, you blew it. That's why I'm not defeated, because no matter what you say, I'll cop a plea. I'll be like, yeah, I definitely did that. You know what I'm saying? They'll let me keep on going. I won't have no problems. I'll admit to it. Yeah, I'll admit to it. But if you lie and they expose you, your whole credibility hit the ground. So if I went to court and I snitched on somebody and they got on there and say, so they say you snitched on dude, I'd be like, man, yeah, I'm here. He going to jail, not me. I'm not going to jail. I'm sending his goofy ass. And they'll be like, yeah, oh, but I'll be fine though. I'll be fine. I mean, yeah, I told on dude, I don't even like him. I hope he get 1,000 years, to be honest with you. What are you going to do about it? I'd tell on him and do him dirty. Yeah, we gangsters. We don't care. What are you going to do to a gangster? If you're a gangster, you could tell. What's somebody going to do about it? Gangsters tell. Gangsters always tell. Hello, coppers. It's a guy. He's got liquor over on Fifth Avenue. Just to get you raided. Gangsters got cops on the payroll and all that. Yeah, his mom, God bless her soul, she need to get Black Sam and do a reading on him. She need to get Black Sam and get him to the house, get her crystal ball and stuff, and sit him down and say, I see. Are you listening to me, Samuel? I see. It says here you're going to go sit your ass down somewhere. I see you sitting the fuck down somewhere in your future, boy. Yes, I see you. I see you sitting down. I see you stopping. Oh, you're not talking about your brother anymore. Oh, I see you taking back, saying you're going to unalive Eric. Oh, you got a bright future. Oh, I see me telling you, shut your stupid ass up and sit down somewhere. I see that. I see that. Oh, that's about 5 minutes from now. According to the crystal ball, about 5 minutes from now, I'm going to tell you, shut your stupid ass up and go sit down somewhere on my soul. You know what I mean? Go sit your goofy ass down somewhere. You ain't even built like that. Come on, bro. Come on. Or at least go to if you want to be a gangster or a hustler, you want to go to the same barber Nip go to. Y'all go to two different barbers. Like, who do your stuff? Bro, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? He need to go high for Trump and them think he a terrorist. You know, right now we in the right now we in the war with Iran. He need to go high. I swear to God, bro. Nah, he needs to chill. He don't. We don't want him to be no gangster. Don't nobody want him to be a gangster. We want him to honor his brother and build up the businesses. Because them hood gangsters, those are not real gangsters. Real gangsters aren't gangsters. Real gangsters is doing sports gambling, doing a basketball game. So they're not, those not even real gangsters. The real gangsters is at the casinos and the horse track races. The real gangsters down there at DraftKings. Those ain't gangsters. The black man in the hood version of gangster is not a gangster. You're called a two-bit hoodlum. That's what you are. You're a hoodlum. You're in the hood. You're not considered a gangster in the world of gangsters. Gang members are not gangsters. They're hoodlums. Duh. I've never been a gangster. I was a hustler. I've never been a gangster. I'm not a gangster. You want to see a gangster? Turn on the news tonight and look at Donald Trump. That's a gangster. If you want to see a real gangster, go look at the President of the United States of America now. That's a gangster. 100%. Yeah. Most time gangsters is unseen. They're unseen. They're not, you know, nobody wants to be a gangster publicly. Like, okay, nobody, no gangsters wants to be a gangster. Oh, tell somebody they're a gangster. Gangsters are not self-described. They described by other people say, dude is a gangster. He'll never say he's a gangster. Gangsters do not identify themselves as gangsters. The people they extort and the people that they do stuff to call them gangsters. They know gangster identifies itself as a gangster. It's the first rule you're going to learn if you get around. Not just that, they don't identify as gangsters. They don't. A gangster, the term gangster can only be used by somebody about you. You cannot use it on yourself. If you get around some real organized crime family, they'll tell you that. Gangsters are quiet, but a gangster is like a truck. You said there go a truck. A truck will never call itself a truck. You the one named it a truck. So a gangster is a name somebody else give you. You understand? Somebody else give you the name of a gangster. There's no job description for a gangster. A mob full of gangsters doing a little this, doing a little that. They have some do, some don't, depending on how high ranked they are. But gangsters are a group of people that get together and they just do anything for money. Nothing in particular. And the reason they're called gangsters is the way they deal with you when you don't pay. That's the gangster part. When they loan you 2,000, you got to bring back 6. If you don't bring back 6, that's the gangster part. And they all got to go make so much money and you send it up to the top. That's real mob activity. The other stuff, no, you might be a hoodlum, or you might be a stick-up kid, or you might be a hustler. But to be a gangster, you got to be a hustler with a group, a gang. If you're a gangster, you're a person in a gang. You got a gang, and then you got the gangsters, are the people in the gang. But it's not people just in a gang like the BDs or nothing like that. Although they have some cliques that are gangsters, but all the BDs ain't gangsters. So there will be, like, these 10 dudes is BDs and they gangsters. But everybody's a BD is not even in that crew working with them. That's why I say a gangster is only identified from the outside. You can't be alone. You can't be a lone gangster. You can do gangster stuff. You can do gangster activities, but if you're not a part of a group, you can't be a gangster. You understand? They started calling gangster rap, but they wasn't no gangsters. How you a gangster when you signed to gangsters? Make that make some sense. No, the gangsters work for Sony, Universal, stuff like that. You ain't no gangster. They started calling gang members gangsters. Uh, that was a miss. That's why everybody all confused about it. I talked about that about 2, 3 weeks ago. Remember, I talked about gangster rap was that's not gangster rap. That's not gangster rap. It's only a few groups that really did gangster rap. That other stuff, that's not gangster rap. That's not gangster rap. Gangs ain't gangsters. Because you're in a gang, I don't make you no gangster. I don't make you no gangster. I don't make you no mobster. Those two is interchangeable. Mobster, because you're in the mob. Gangster, because you're in the gang. Same. You can't just be no gangster. Like you got the Crips and stuff like that. They was just Crips. Big U was a gangster. See the difference? Big U was a gangster, or is a gangster. But the Rolling 60s ain't no gangsters. They a gang. You see the difference? He was a gangster. He is a gangster allegedly because he's dealing with serious organized crime. Gangs ain't organized. You know, that's the first thing. Gangs, typically gangs ain't organized. So that's not organized crime. It's crime. They might, and then gangs don't do crimes as a gang. Individuals in the gang might do crime, but you don't bring it back together. You know what I'm saying? Like if we Crips, if I'm a Crip and you're a Crip and I go do something, I don't bring it back to the Crip boss. I just hit a lick and just tell him, yeah, man, I hit a lick. I robbed the dude for 5,000 the other day. But if we was gangsters, that 5,000 would have to go to the boss. All the money go there, and then we get broke off bread. We get like allowances from the big pot. But then we got to go make our own money on our own too. But all the money got to go to the top. And if somebody hit a big enough stain, they call you in there and they break you all off some bread. $2-3 million stain. Everybody gets some money. Everybody like, yeah, this is a great life. Because they want everybody to live right, but the money got to come to the top because sometimes the money got to come to the top and it got to be invested in other things and you have to wait to get the money from that. So, it's $100,000 lick, but that's going to be invested for a $500,000 lick, and then everybody get paid. The boss decides the financial situation for the mob. And the boss, if you're a good earner, you're really good at unaliving people or whatever they got to do, he wants to make sure you got a nice car, a nice home, everybody. Everybody, they want to make sure everybody's living nice, everybody. They don't want nobody to be one guy got everything, the other one don't. They want to make sure everybody got nice cars, everybody got nice suits, everybody. That's what they do it for the gang, the real gangsters. Yeah, they only going to indict gangs if you are gangsters. If you like, they trying to accuse Dirk. They trying to accuse Dirk of being a gangster. They trying to say he paying for flights, cars, rooms to do it. Suge Knight would be considered a gangster, yes. Because Suge Knight had a big crew. He had Crips and Bloods on the payroll. They just didn't listen to Suge and sunk the ship. If they would have listened to Suge, they would have been fine. But they wouldn't listen. He had to do too much, mess his own self up. But that's that. I mess with Black Sam, but it's not looking good for him. He's doing too much. He's doing too much. He's talking too much. He's attracting too much gang activity. It's going to destroy his restaurants because what's going to happen is them gangs going. That's going to be the gang burger, and all them ops is going to be shootouts at them restaurants. Remember I said it first because it's going to be attractive to the gang, and the way the gangs work across this country is on site. The one guy that got nipped in the head, he already saying it's up. And everybody saying he's a decent gang member. He ain't tripping, but he's saying it's up. So he attracting the wrong clientele. He attracting good clientele too, but the bad clientele gonna run the good clientele away. They gonna they gonna run everybody away. Grand opening gets shot up. It no matter how big it go, it could crash. Look at Slutty Vegan, broke, $1 million in the hole. At one time, Slutty Vegan was really rolling in Atlanta. Started trying to open restaurants everywhere, flop, broke. You know what I'm saying? He need to do that, and he need to stop talking about that situation with Nip and all that and attracting gang members. He attracting gang members. He attracting gang members, and when too many gang members start coming there, the other people ain't gonna come. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's wrong with him. But once again, rest in peace to Nip. Hopefully his brother turned it around. He's smart. Him and Nip smart. So I think they might be able to turn it around. I hope he do though. I like Sam. I like Sam. He just got to shake off what happened to his brother and admit that they didn't have their security up. As simple as that. And admit that Nip shouldn't have been out there. Nip shouldn't have been out there sitting around in that parking lot, flossing for nothing. He had started thinking that the hood love him. It happens in Chicago, happens everywhere. You start doing stuff and you be putting on for your city and you go out and everybody in the city be like, yeah, man, Pharaoh, yeah, Pharaoh. And then you start believing that that's everybody, but that ain't everybody. And then you get out there and you find out, oh, no, that ain't everybody when the haters show up. Victory and keep it gangster.